Hey, this is Tom here. Forgive any background noise or wind noise, but I'm on a busy New York City street. Browsing my site here, techbait.net, which carries all these RSS feeds on the main page. There's an interesting story here. Here come the bogus Bitcoin scare tactics, right? So anyway, you open that article up, and basically it talks about how some of these smart people out there who are trashing Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general are what they're doing is they're for the article to come up. So here's the article. So I don't know how you can hear me on this thing. I've got a headset in. Hopefully the audio is being caught okay by the video. So they're talking about how they're talking about how because of the whole futures trading that's somehow opening up the greater financial system to what they call contagion from Bitcoin, and how this can possibly cause a recession or something. And then you got the whole Ponzi scheme thing. I see this a lot on Facebook. I see on Forbes Online when they post, and different news sites when they have these sponsored posts on Facebook. A lot of these people come in, comment, and they're throwing around the term Ponzi scheme. You don't understand what cryptocurrency is if you think it's a Ponzi scheme, because that's not what it is. Okay? And then there's also, I don't know if it's in this article or not, but they talk about how different currencies, how like Bitcoin isn't like a real currency, so it doesn't have any real value, right? So, in other words, they usually quote something like, well, it only has the value that people agree that it has. Well, excuse me for pointing out the obvious, but isn't that any currency? I mean, it says in this article here, I couldn't put it better myself, so I'll kind of paraphrase what this guy said, which is, people don't collect dollars because they like pretty green paper. So, let's look what we have here. So it says down here, he ends the article with an interesting thing saying, it's not futures trading. If there's systemic risk, it's in the derivatives market, not Bitcoin. So stop pointing the finger at Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as being like a danger to the overall financial system. This is silly stuff, okay? It's silly stuff. It's just a bunch of FUD and fear tactics. People don't understand it. They don't know what it is. It's a currency, and it's got the value that people agree it's worth, but at the same time, it's not just a simple agreement. A simple agreement is more what fiat currency is. You've got the US dollar, the British pound, all these things. If they're not pegged to gold or something like that, they're not on a standard like that. It's just a full faith and confidence in the government that issues the paper. That's really what's backing it. That's what makes people agree that it has value. With something like Bitcoin, they've got scarcity built into the system, which is more reminiscent of a precious metal like gold. You can only mine so much gold. There's only so much gold in existence, and the same thing goes for oil or coffee or any other commodity. So that's supposedly what gives it value. You've got supply and demand. The supply is limited, and the demand is based on the desirability of the commodity considering the demand. With Bitcoin, it's, the bits in the computer aren't really desirable per se, the way, say, cocoa or coffee are. Those are consumables. You value them for, you could sell them because people use them. It's like a utility purpose. Now, there are a lot of these cryptocurrencies that have utilitarian use cases. Bitcoin is actually the use case, and Litecoin would be more just payment. There's a few of these coins that it's mostly people want to use them because they have value as a exchange mechanism, and it can be done worldwide without middlemen, without the banks. This is the real problem here. This is without the banks, right? Without the governments, without all these powerful middlemen that make their money off of the money. So that's what really gives it a lot of allure, but also generates a lot of fear in these areas. They see their paychecks going bye-bye because we don't need them anymore. Ethereum compounds that by attacking the legal industry with the smart contracts thing. You don't need lawyers to write and enforce contracts anymore. Basically, computer programmers are becoming the lawyers and the bankers of the future in a way. They're ridding us of the bankers in a way, and they're ridding us of the lawyers in a way. I always think there will be bankers and lawyers, but their influence may be greatly diminished in the future. I don't know. Will that happen? That's the dream. We can all hope so. Everybody knows those jokes that start with, what do you call 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the sea? And then the punchline is, a good start. You know what I mean? Nobody likes, sorry if you're a lawyer out there, but most people don't like lawyers for various reasons. You want one if you get into trouble, but that's basically because the system is set up by lawyers and you need somebody to defend you in that corrupt system. And the same thing with a lot of business contracts and things like that. Politics, it's all set up and run by lawyers. And the banking system, you got the bankers and everybody else. Now, I'm not a conspiracist. I know that there's a certain need for these things, but they have way more power and influence in our society than they deserve to have. And I think crypto threatens that. And that's where a lot of the fear and the FUD are coming from. So keep that in mind. So all of these sheep out there on social media, these are regular people, mind you. They're not necessarily bankers or lawyers. Some of them might be lawyers, who knows. But a lot of these people are just regular working people, and they're swallowing this garbage hook, line, and sinker, and parroting this ridiculous stuff that it's a Ponzi scheme, it's this, it's that, and they don't even know what the heck crypto is. They don't know what it is. They don't even know what it's used for. Most of them, they only know what some of this stuff is based on a few news stories, and some people are, and then I saw somebody else talk about how crypto is basically people want to get money for free. They don't want to work for it. So this guy's taking the moral high road. In other words, I'm not into this stuff because it's somehow not honest or whatever. Well, you got a whole financial industry and investment industry based on making your money work for you. What is crypto? It's making, at least the investment part of it, making your money work for you. Okay? You treat your money like little employees that don't need health coverage, right? You don't have to worry, they're not going to call in sick or anything like that. They're like your working army. And that's what you think of investments as. You treat your investment money as an employee that's going to make you more money. And in the crypto world, that's holding true for a lot of people. And God bless the people who got in early and got 1,000 Bitcoins for nothing, almost, because they're real, hopefully they cash out some of that stuff in case something ever does happen. But this is a worldwide thing with worldwide demand. It's only increasing as time goes up, time goes on. So, you just have to take a lot of this FUD, this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that's what FUD stands for. You have to just take that with a grain of salt and take it from where it's coming from. It's a lot of fear on the part of the people who, they fear the change because the change is going to, at least they to negatively affect. Just remember that as you read all of these charges about things like Ponzi schemes, and the one of the on Facebook also had to do an article by warning a lot of these industry people about these ICOs, initial coin offerings, and saying, no, this is a security because you're selling it at the basis of you're going to make money off it, and that's a security. And hey, that's legitimate, I guess, right? So But people use stuff like this and they try to say, well, they try to like parlay it into or segue it into the argument that somehow cryptocurrency is not real, it's not really valuable, it's artificial, it's all bits, it doesn't exist. Just like that paper money in your pocket, it's just a piece of paper. It really has no intrinsic value, right? A lot of their arguments don't make any sense. Now, the SEC chairman warning industry people about selling unlicensed or unregulated securities in the form of ICOs is completely different than calling the entire crypto space a fraud or a Ponzi scheme. The crypto-based MLMs, multi-level marketing stuff. Yeah, I mean, you could get into trouble there because there are a lot of crooks in that space, and you have to go in with your eyes open and be careful. And those people can also be liable if they're selling something on the basis of it being an investment that's an unregulated security. They don't have a license, and that's when you run into big problems with the government. So be smart with this stuff. But as far as you're on a license exchange, you're exchanging this stuff, you're trading it based on, people make money trading all kinds of things. There's people getting rich trading crypto kitties right now. People have made money selling Beanie Babies and stuff like that in the past. People buy and sell a lot of things, as Jamie Dimon likes to say, and some of these people like to say. So why should cryptos be any different from dollars and yen and euro and pound and all of that? So I'm going to stop here and just leave you with those thoughts. Please subscribe to the channel. Please go to my site, techbait.net, for the tech news. It's updated constantly. Just forgive the one chart. I've got the crypto and the this chart like down a little bit, and it comes from Cryptonator, and it's not always up to date. It's from their site, not my site, because if you go on their site from my site, you'll see that the numbers match up. I don't know what their deal is, but it does give you a general idea of what the prices are or have been lately. And I even put a precious metals widget in there, so you can see things like gold, silver, platinum, palladium. And I also have self-penned articles on this site as well. So please, I'd be flattered if you made that your home page for your crypto and technology information. It's got all kinds of, it's not just crypto, it's technology, all kinds of technology, programming, database, IT, all that kind of stuff is on this page. It's all in one spot. Shows up great on a smartphone, and it shows up great on a web browser too. So please subscribe to my channel and give me some love, and I'll catch you all later.